I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers! All right, welcome to Stars in Marvel, episode 40. The big one. We're breaking down episodes 1 and 2 of Ahsoka. Oh,
I am
so pumped.
so excited for this. I mean, I think this is the only non-spoiler thing I'm going to say is I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed these two episodes.
Even though, like,
I have some things negative. Not
there
like,
wasn't. Yeah, I mean, like, first off, there wasn't a ton going on in these episodes, but it still gave you like it just the first. It was the perfect way to bring everybody back into that like Rebels crew. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like with Sabine and Ahsoka and so far just Hera and Chopper, but
I actually think they did a really good job with these two episodes introducing the characters in the show. Hera, Sabine, and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Like the characters mentioned not so much, but the characters in the show, I thought we had the perfect amount of this is who this character is, this is what they're good at. Here you go. Like
here's their like traits, you know, like
right, exactly.
They didn't like not tiptoe. They didn't like do all this exposition like, oh, and this person was this and this and that and that. Like it didn't feel like it didn't like it made it feel like the show was for people that watch Rebels. They didn't do like a huge Rebels recap.
And I really I can't wait. So Val is going to watch Ahsoka as well. She hasn't seen the premiere yet, and she has not watched any Rebels. So I talked to Nick. Meg has seen some Rebels and saw the finale with him. So Meg is kind of that person, but also knows Rebels enough to know what's happening.
Yeah,
Val is our blind slate.
Basically. I was gonna say that's what I'm. Nick Calandra is the same way. Like he's never seen Rebels, Clone Wars, so I don't know if he's watching this. I gotta ask him, but
you got
another like blind viewer of this. These are completely new characters. I mean. I guess Ahsoka, yeah, because I mean, if you didn't watch Clone Wars, you wouldn't know who Ahsoka is either. So,
but at least Ahsoka, you know through Mandalorian, right? Like you don't know her background that very well, but you know the character. Yeah. And like Hera and Sabine, again, I think you get enough like this and that of them that you're okay with who they are. Yeah. The thing is, the amount of times Ezra is mentioned in this. If you don't know who Ezra is, that has to be confusing.
Now that I think about that is very, very confusing.
Like Ezra is the reason people are doing things in the show. It's the reason Hera is helping Ahsoka. It's the reason Sabine wants to go out on this mission. Like Ezra is a very pivotal point or piece in this puzzle.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Like I said, I'm curious to ask Val when she watches this. Like, is Ezra just an intriguing character you don't know yet, or is she like, I clearly should know who this guy is?
Yeah. Also, kind of weird. They didn't. I mean, maybe they'll bring him up in future episodes, but they didn't bring up Kanan. Like, Kanan.
I thought that was interesting too. I don't think we're gonna really talk. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets referenced.
Yeah, because I know the son is in the show, like Hera's son. I think
like in the. I gotcha.
Like in Rebels,
Spectre 7,
something like that.
Yeah.
The like they're like him and her and Kanan's son is in the show. They named him like I think they renamed him for the show. Like in Rebels, his name was some crazy Star Wars name. And I think in this one, his name is just like Jason or something. Like they just dumbed it down.
It was like click clock, click clook.
Yeah, it was some like
Jason.
It was some like Twi'lek name that was really hard to pronounce. And I think Dave Filoni was just like, I think I might have gone a little too hard with that one.
I got left off the rails a little bit, a little too easy there.
It was something along those lines. But
when you were saying that at first, I thought you were saying like the actor's son was in it. I was like,
oh, like Freddie Prinze
playing
Jr.'s
like,
son. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I, was like, I don't know anything about Freddie Prinze Jr. or his
We
son, but
gotta get Freddie Prinze Jr. at least like a Force Ghost or something like that, like along with Anakin or something. Like.
Oh, so I have oh shoot, what was my Anakin theory? Oh man, I had a Anakin theory, and I didn't write it down. I have so many notes for today, and I didn't. I had an Anakin theory. I completely forgot. Long story short, I definitely think we're getting Hayden Christensen back. I think he's been too involved with Star Wars in a good way lately.
His voiceovers in the trailers were just amazing. Like hearing Hayden Christensen's voice talk to Ahsoka was like that is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
So I realized I'm so glad I remember I did for the life of me. I would have bet it all on black that and red was going to turn up right now. Like I did not think I was going to remember what I remembered. My stupid. This isn't even really a theory, but I realized the other day we could get Hayden Christensen not as a flashback Anakin like we did with Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. We can just straight up get Force Ghost
Anakin. Yeah.
This is post-Empire. We can get Force Ghost Anakin. How awesome is that?
That would be sick. Now, do you think it'd be scarred Anakin, or do you think it'd be like Jedi Knight Anakin?
I mean, per George Lucas canon, it would be Jedi Knight Anakin
true, yeah, because he did come back. Yeah.
He Blu-ray cut Hayden Christensen at the end. That is maybe one of the funniest things to me is that if I'm remembering this correctly, the actor that plays Darth Vader under the suit for the original, he was the guy as the Force Ghost.
Yeah,
and that's basically like his only cameo, and then Lucas got it.
And he's like, we're gonna
20 years later.
But like, it doesn't make sense because like.
No, I love Hayden Christensen.
Oh yeah, no, I
100% love it.
I love it, but like
he basically that actor gets cucked basically.
Continuity wise, because like Luke's probably looking at him like, who the hell is this young guy? Like who the hell is this kid? Like
it's really funny, but
it's like he's never seen a picture of young Anakin Skywalker. Like he just knows him as a burn up crusty dude. He just blew up in the Death Star. Like.
I also love the idea of like old ass Obi-Wan Ghost looking at young Anakin.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch.
How did I end up like this and you're still young?
Like, yeah, not even like how are you a Force Ghost? Just like how did you get your young self?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm stuck in Alec Guinness's body. You can't give me Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Alec Guinness is the same age as Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
That would be I think we have to get that. We have to get a Force Ghost Anakin. Like that would be so cool. But
Force Ghost Anakin, and I want to see a Force Ghost Kanan.
So I heard
Caleb.
Again, this is full Rebel spoilers. I think full Ahsoka spoilers, like just full spoilers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess spoilers for that. Sorry. My bad.
No. I'm again. I don't know, babbling. I don't think this was. I always hate when I read something and I'm like, was that a leak or was that a rumor? Now I feel Rebels, Rebels, the Vader versus Ahsoka fight.
Yeah, the Twilight of the Apprentice.
I don't know if I've said it on our podcast before. Oh no, I haven't because we talked about doing a ranking of lightsaber fights and other things. Basically, Ahsoka versus Darth Vader is one of my all-time
one of the coolest fights ever. Yeah,
it's what I don't give a shit that's cartoon. One of my favorite fights in all of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be amazing if we somehow see that. I don't know, as a flashback. I don't know if it's just maybe because there's time travel in Rebels. Maybe we get some time travel happening in the show.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I would love to see that in live action. I mean, the Darth Vader fight in Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of the best parts of that show. Like, just that fight. Like, so just give me more Vader fight.
I've watched that Soul episode so many times just because of that fight.
Oh, I love that. I love it. We're still like we could shit on Obi-Wan Kenobi all day. Also, I love it.
Love that fight, and just so many good Darth Vader scenes in that show.
Speaking of comparisons with that show, I mean, Inquisitors. You got a wrong way and a right way to do Inquisitors.
Yeah. Now, is that an Inquisitor or is that just? I'm so confused because like they said his name and it was like Irock or Igrod or something.
So I told you this is a full page of notes I have for our talk. Half of this is about the Inquisitor. Half of this is just about that guy.
I know we're jumping around, but I just want to say real quick that fight was awesome.
I was so
look again, so cool.
Again, compared to Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, look, you gave us an Inquisitor and she never fought Obi-Wan Kenobi. You gave us an Inquisitor in Ahsoka, immediately fights Ahsoka, and it's one of the best fights I've ever seen.
Second episode kicks the just oh my god. Dude, when he like knows like he whatever, like he's getting picked up, he throws his lightsaber and just starts walking, and jumps on the ship, and I love how he pulls it back and Ahsoka just goes like literally like just like, all right, bitch. Like what do you like?
Fucking Force senses the lightsaber without looking. Like he's like awesome.
She's basically standing there like, my apprentice was my master was Darth Vader, bitch. Like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, you never know.
You never know. Oh, yeah, could be Star Killer. I've heard rumors.
I have three theories.
Okay,
3 theories, and I have evidence for all of them.
I've heard rumors. I've only heard one thing that's. Okay. I mean, other than yours about being Star Killer, I've heard rumors that that's Ezra. Now, I don't know how I feel about that.
I am. Go ahead.
I would not like that if that's the case. I don't know. I think that's a dumb, because then like, how the hell did he get out but Thrawn's still there? You know. Like,
so I completely agree, and I think one thing to go off of here real quick, I was thinking about, and we're not really doing like a plot by plot recap thing this time. I think we're just talking about and it's so. And that being said, we're going to jump into the Merrick thing, because that's like, again, my obsession right now is so the Inquisitor's name in Ahsoka is Merrick. Or, sorry,
okay,
it's Marok, according to the old Jedi guy.
Yeah,
Balin
Skull.
Very cool name, very cool guy. Love it. Like, rest in peace, Ray. But
quick tangent before their names are based on the Norse wolf gods, Skull and Haiti, that chase the sun and the moon.
Oh, that's cool.
So like that also links up with like the Loth wolves. Yep. Like there's a black one and a white one, so like the sun, the moon, dark, light type thing. I thought that was pretty
also cool. Very cool looking dude for a Norse name. Like totally like works very well. Very well.
Very intimidating.
I also random. I finally started Heir to the Empire. I'm 5 or 6 chapters in.
Okay.
While I'm not very far, I have a character in the start of the book that could possibly be related to Balin. Curious to see if that lines up.
Is that the I forget his name, Shorabath or something like that, or whatever, right?
Like the Guardian guy.
Yeah.
So
the guy that Thrawn visits or whatever.
Yes, and it's very funny because in the book, like, they describe him as from the Clone Wars in a way that they clearly didn't have the Clone Wars established yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different Clone Wars. So very interesting, the whole thing. I'm sure it's different. I mean, different names, but I'm curious if that's who like Balin is based off of.
Yeah, I could totally see
just
that.
A badass Norse. I love that name, Balin Skull. Like, fucking awesome.
That is an amazing name. I still don't know the apprentice's first name, but I know the last name's Haiti. Like,
it's Shin. I think it's Shin or Shin. I think it's Shen. Shin or Shin. Like, I don't want to say Shin like the body part, but also I think that's what they say.
Probably how they say it. Yeah. How it's pronounced.
But so the Inquisitor is pronounced Marok. It's Marrok, I think, or Ock, Marok. I have so many, like, who could it be? And it's I have it narrowed down to 3 options. And I've said it before, so I'll start with Starkiller. Starkiller is Darth Vader's secret apprentice from the video games Force Unleashed. I think this would rock super hard. I also have evidence as to why it could be him. Okay. I don't know if that's like past, like, it's not like a leak. It's
no.
Okay. Apparently, if you pay attention in the credits, Sam Witwer has a voice credit. Who was the voice of Starkiller in the video games? So, like, could be cast and providing voice work while it's Marok. I think it also would just rule super hard to have Darth Vader's apprentice versus Anakin's apprentice.
That would be
like, just kind of story wise. That's a cool like concept.
That's a full circle type thing, you know, like
correct.
The good side of Anakin Skywalker, the dark side of Anakin Skywalker meet, you know.
and like who's better? You know,
yeah.
like was Darth Vader stronger than Anakin? That's almost what that fight would be. Like that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
I also want to point out. So Starkiller is the guy's Sith name. His born name is Galen Merrick, Marak or OK or something like that. Like if like extremely similar to
very
Morocco.
close. Yeah.
Like and Filoni is a son of a bitch who knows what he's doing. So like regardless of this is or isn't Starkiller, this is clearly some kind of nod to Starkiller.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the helmet, the way he holds his lightsaber,
I'm pretty sure there's even a shot in the trailer where he has a single blade reverse grip. Like,
okay,
I don't think we've seen that fight yet, but I think he's even like seen holding it reverse grip in the show. So like, there's all these indications that could be Starkiller. The other one, as you mentioned, is Ezra. So I think this is the most likely one because they keep talking about Ezra, but we haven't seen Ezra besides that hologram.
Yeah.
It would make sense from a storytelling standpoint if Ezra is this guy behind the mask. Like they're looking for Ezra. Oh my God, where is he? Where is he? He's the villain.
What? But yeah. And they have to turn Ezra and
I don't like that for two. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm obviously a little biased because I want Starkiller. Yeah. But I think the reason I don't like it as much is because it's twofold. One, I think Ezra has already kind of went down that dark side thing in Rebels.
Yeah, in Rebels, he did, yeah.
And two, he's at a point at the end of Rebels where he is, I mean, I'm not going to call him a Jedi Knight, but he is a Jedi at the end of Rebels. And I just kind of hate the idea that age and whatever happened, like, backpedals him all the way to the dark side. Like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be very lazy writing. Like
right. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels off.
He did all of that to save the Emperor, to defeat the Empire, and then all right, I'll switch to them. Like
right, like in the finale of Rebels, he's offered his family like time travel to go see his family again, and he would give up being a Jedi. And it's like no, but then like whatever the Purgle did turns him to the Sith instead. Like that, it just feels that counterproductive to Rebels. But I do think it fits from solely the aspect of Ahsoka. And it's a tough call because like if you're just looking at it from the standpoint of Ahsoka the show, it makes sense it's Ezra. If you look at the whole picture, you don't want it to be Ezra.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, are you saying like it makes sense for Ahsoka because I mean, I know Ezra wasn't her master, but like her close counterpart who was a Jedi then turned Sith type deal, yeah.
And again, like because they keep mentioning who he is, we're obviously going to see Ezra in this show. I mean, he has an actor and everything. They're going to use him more than just a hologram. We're going to see who Ezra is. It just kind of makes sense that he's already on the show. We just haven't seen his face yet.
Yeah.
And I just don't like what that would imply for Ezra's character is essentially what that comes down to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I really don't like that theory that I saw, and like it's just it would be so much better if it was Starkiller and then they find Ezra with Thrawn and
something like that, yeah.
And like somehow
like he's a prisoner still.
Yeah, like somehow Thrawn captured him but couldn't find a way back or something. I don't know.
Somehow Thrawn escaped.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
That's never not funny.
That's
and I even actually I even like went into it like we've already seen a dark Jedi so many times. Like I don't want to see it again with Ezra. Like for instance, Baylan Skoll. You know, he's clearly a dark Jedi. Like so you're gonna do another dark Jedi in the same show? Like it's Reva from Obi-Wan Kenobi is a Jedi turned Inquisitor. I mean, most of the Inquisitors are supposed to be that, so it makes sense, but like I don't know. I just kind of hate it. I did want to say though, I don't know how I will feel about this, but I'm curious if Merrick is a hint to Starkiller, but it is Ezra, like it would be kind of interesting. I wouldn't like this for Ezra's story, but I'd be curious to see if they like say Merrick is his Sith name, it is Ezra, and he essentially turns Ezra into the character of Starkiller.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Like Ezra is Darth Vader's secret apprentice.
Or like he believes he's Darth Vader's secret, or like
something like that.
Yeah,
it would be an interesting. Like I think again, you can make it interesting for this show. I just don't like the overall feel of how what that does to Ezra's character.
Yeah, and time. Sorry, time jump between, or the timing between Rebels and this is only like a couple years, right? It's not like it's been like a decade or something.
It's
right?
The span. Rebels ends like Ezra's disappearance is the start of A New Hope, basically.
Oh, so okay, gotcha. I always get confused. I think it's like timeline.
10-ish years.
Okay, like, so it's been like a decade. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sabine is somewhere in her 20s right now, and it would make sense to me that in Rebels she was a teenager or something like that. So give or take a decade, not quite. And then so the last person I saw, this one I like and I think is the least likely, even least likelier than Starkiller, but I do have the evidence. Barriss Offee is what her name is.
Oh, is that the one that betrayed Ahsoka
in Clone Wars
and that got her kicked out of the temple?
So like it would kind of work like as a rival to Ahsoka in her own show. This chick comes back from her past to fight her. It's from Clone Wars. And the big evidence that I have here, I was doing some Wikipedia reading, and Barriss Offee actually originally died in Clone Wars.
Yeah, I was saying, didn't they bait, or they baited? Didn't she die in Rebels too, or didn't?
No, well, I don't know if she's in Rebels, so I don't. Okay. Don't maybe quote me on that.
Maybe it was Clone Wars.
But in Clone Wars, during that arc where she blames, or not blames.
Oh no, it was her master. It was her master that was in Rebels.
Correct.
That
yes.
Gotcha. Yep.
But in Clone Wars, when she frames Ahsoka, apparently originally she was supposed to die in that story arc, but Filoni specifically said, "I cut that because I had plans for her in the future."
Oh, I can see it. I would like that better than Ezra. I mean, I
agree.
I would like that a lot. I'm gonna be disappointed either way if it's not Starkiller. But
I love that you're like full Starkiller. I just fully love that.
I'm on the horse. I don't. But the only thing is, how did Starkiller's story end? Didn't he turn good?
Oh, he died like 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Like it would absolutely. The game could not be canon for this to work in any.
Okay, gotcha.
But no, I actually like, again, Starkiller off the table. I want Barriss Offee.
It's a better choice because it's more Ahsoka. Yes,
it's a rival. She's already dark. Like, and that's my other thing is I want it to be like, I don't want it to be a good person turned bad and
they have to turn back to good. Yeah, like we've seen that a bajillion times.
Just make them evil.
That's literally Darth Vader. Like we've seen that already. Like good guy turned bad, turned back to good. Like we've already seen that.
So those are the 3 people. I like 2 of them. I think Ezra could work. It just wouldn't.
Yeah,
it's not who I want right now. That's
no. Yeah, it would be a disappointment, and it would be like that's Disney probably throwing down shit down Filoni's neck and everything.
Speaking of. Okay, well, actually, first of all, I gotta say, finished episode 1, and the credits starts rolling, and it's like, boom, directed by Dave Filoni. Boom, written by Dave Filoni. Boom, created by Dave Filoni. Produced by Dave Filoni. Like, fuck you, he's Dave Filoni.
Dude, those end credit scenes were. It's like very cool. It's almost like Star Wars. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I'm still watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, the intro. It was almost like a Star Wars Game of Thrones type thing. But my only thing was that the map that they're looking at, or is that the thing that Ezra was in, that world between worlds? Remember that, or that thing he goes into and he pulls his book out. I know that map they're looking at isn't that, but the end credits scene,
but you're saying
the spirals and the lines moving and everything looked very like the
and the world between worlds.
Yeah, there we go.
I think even in the end credit scene you see Loth wolves running around, which is what happened in the world between worlds. So
yeah,
dude, I'm not. I definitely think in the show we see the world between worlds.
We gotta get a live action.
I think live action time travel is about to happen.
because that's what Thrawn was after ultimately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Thrawn was after it for the Emperor.
Right.
Thrawn was ever for himself.
This might be, and I think I started this podcast saying like how much I enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the most visually pleasing Star Wars thing to come out of Disney.
Yeah, this is like they put a lot of money into this.
Mm-hmm. The actual visual effects look fantastic. The practical effects look great. It's just really good. It looks really good.
I like how was it Hugh Yang, the robot?
Yes.
He's like half practical, half animate, like half CGI. Same with the Loth cats. Like the Loth cats are like half animation, half practical and stuff like that. Like
the Loth cats work too well. Like I believe they're real.
That's
like...
real. Yeah, they look and move very like a cat.
Very cat-like. Yeah. It's really so that actually random question: do we get a Loth wolf in the show?
I'm hoping that would be cool.
I mean they're giant, so like that would be really cool. If
that'd be visually
level of
awesome.
Detail, yeah, exactly. No,
I mean, if they could pull Zeb off, they can pull Loth wolf off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Actually, I will pivot this right into one of my topics here. Lightsabers. I feel like this show already does lightsabers better than we've seen in any other Disney show. Like another thing from Obi-Wan Kenobi I've seen pointed out is like, even though the scene is super awesome, the in the dark Obi-Wan against the stormtroopers thing, he also like bats against the stormtrooper. It's like, wouldn't the lightsaber go through a stormtrooper?
Yeah.
It's like, it makes no sense. Whereas in this, again, that first scene with Ahsoka versus those like assassin droids, it looks, I mean, slice and dice, baby. Slice and dice.
I always forget that her one lightsaber is smaller than the other one. Like, it's almost like a dagger.
I think it's a Shoto blade is what they call it. Like, it's a samurai thing.
I also love how they made her like a samurai. It's just like a Jedi for hire, basically. You know, she's and she's got like, if you even look at her shoes, she's got the samurai shoes. They're like the split toed like sandals almost.
I don't think I knew that. That's awesome.
There was a scene where they like panned up from her feet up there, like, and I was like, oh my god, she's wearing like the because like,
and Brendan was like, pause.
Yeah, feet. No. The first episode where she's brought into like live action in The Mandalorian, her entrance is based off of a scene from Seven Samurai, I believe it's called. Really? It was an old
Seven Samurais,
40s Japanese, Akira Kurosawa movie, and I think it's how you say his name. But like shot for shot, like her entrance is the same exact way that one samurai walks in, and I was like, that is so cool. Like that Filoni has that much and like, hey, I'm sure Favreau has a good amount of talk because he's a very well established director. Yeah. And
who is also producing Ahsoka. Just saying, the dream team is back.
The dream team is back, baby. Just a couple of quick things, but like quick small little snippets I noticed.
Real quick. Just samurai based thing. Another thing I noticed in her, I think it's her gauntlet or glove or whatever it is. It has like cross section stitching, very similar to like katana stitching.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Again, like the way you pointed out,
like on the hilt. Or like on
the hilt of a katana, that's what her glove looks like. Like similar, like
that's pretty
stitching.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, just more samurai.
A nice little detail. Yeah. Sorry. Just a couple of quick things that I noticed. Number one, I loved the title scroll, but that it wasn't centered. It was like off and to the left, and it was red text, which I thought was really cool. Like, it was red eyes and everything. Like I thought that was very intimidating.
Very intimidating.
I love the sound that Ahsoka's lightsabers make a different sound upon ignition than any other lightsaber we've ever heard. When she like ignited them for the first time I don't know if they included that in The Mandalorian when she was in it, but when she ignited them in the first episode, like when she was fighting those robots, I was like, whoa. I was like, that's a new sound, because it was like and I was like, whoa,
it's very much like very, to me, sounds very reminiscent of like a katana swing, you know what I mean?
Like when it pulls
again, the samurai references are just so cool.
We pointed that out in our trailer breakdown, but I'm pretty sure we did. But the place where she gets the map to find Thrawn, it's a mural of the brother, the sister, and the father, like the balancing of the Force, like
the Star Wars Trinity.
Yeah, yeah. For those of you who haven't watched Clone Wars, there's an episode where Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka travel to this planet, and they happen upon these three people, and it's like a dad, a son, and a daughter, and the daughter is like the light side, the light side of the Force, the son is the dark side of the Force, and the father's the in between. And something happens, Ahsoka dies, the light side daughter puts her soul in Ahsoka, and that's why she always sees that owl everywhere.
The bird thing. Yeah. The owl, yeah. It's like because it's her and watching over her. And
yeah.
It's very funny to me still that Filoni took the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and made it work.
Made it Star Wars, yeah.
And it works really well.
Perfectly, yeah. Also, I didn't know it was Morgan, whatever her name is, the Thrawn's. I didn't know she was a Night Sister.
No, that's new. Yeah. Very new, very cool. Because we saw her. She's the person she samurai fights in Mandalorian. Yeah. She has the Beskar spear.
The Beskar. Yep.
It's awesome fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is. They say it. I think this is the first time in live action that Night Sisters have been referenced, let alone a person in.
Yeah. And again, for those of you who aren't mega Star Wars people, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you should be. But
I mean,
the Night Sisters are they're like the witches of Star Wars, and it's also the home planet of Darth Maul and that species, the Dathomirians or whatever you call them.
Do you think we get like full Night Sister witchcraft in the show?
We got a glimpse of it in the second episode where she like levitated the orb and had that like green.
It was pretty cool.
Smoke. Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's witch magic. But yeah, I do like that she like name dropped the Night Sisters. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I'm a witch. Like she was like, no, I'm a knight. I'm from Dathomir, and I'm a knight. Like, I mean, that's not word for word what she said, but
this is another instance where I'm not sure if Filoni's game is Easter egg or if it's set up, because she drops that so casually. It's either an Easter egg, so like we can go Night Sisters, or it's set up for when like the mother Night Sister or whatever her name was shows up. It's like that's a Night Sister, like you know what I mean. Like it could be either or, like the Purgle in Mandalorian season 3.
That
ended up being
nothing. Yeah, but it could culminate. That could culminate through this. Like the Purgle could have been like Filoni's way, like hey, we got Rebels coming soon, like
Which real quick, also, I love that Morgan as the character, like her being in this tells us where this takes place in the timeline.
Yeah,
because we know it's at least post
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yep, and she's a prisoner, a New Republic prisoner, and yada yada yada. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. One other like. Two quick things. Sorry, or three quick things.
Too many.
I thought when the like Baylan Skoll's apprentice, Haiti, when she was on Lothal hunting Sabine, very Darth Maul-esque, like very
felt even like Darth Maul. The spy droid.
Spy droid came back and she had her hood up and like it did like the and she just kind of like knew what it said and walked away, and like I was like that felt very like episode 1, like the scout droid coming back telling Darth Maul what's going on. And he's like, all right, let's.
If Filoni does anything really well, it's taking the things you loved from the prequels and making it actually good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, remember that little bit that like rocked, but like it was clouded by all this political nonsense? Here's good version of that.
Yeah, like he redeemed Darth Maul. Like Filoni was the the Darth Maul savior. So
the fact that exactly. I'm just this whole thing is so good.
And then two other quick things. The when they bring the map to that like Stonehenge looking place, and they place it in, and they're like asking her like, what is this place, like why are we like, what's the deal here? And she's like, oh, this was built by creatures from a far away galaxy that you know, from a very long time ago. I believe it was built by Thrawn species, the Chiss or the Chris, whatever they're called. They're like so they don't interact with anyone. They don't interact with anyone outside their species, but they saw how good the Empire was doing during the stronghold of the Empire, so they sent Thrawn to the Empire for Thrawn to judge them to see if they were worthy to stay in power. That's like, I guess that's from like the Thrawn book, like not the books we're reading, but like the Thrawn prequel books. They came out with ones after these ones. And so I think that temple was built by them as a portal to, you know, whatever region of space Star Wars takes place in. But
I will say the map is very interesting. It's really interesting because, again, Filoni taking something and making it better. It's very reminiscent of Luke's map in the sequel trilogy. Like, they have to go find such and such, and they need the map to get there, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that makes this interesting is, and I could be overthinking it, but, like, this map is ancient. So why does it lead to Thrawn and Ezra today?
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that it possibly, like, whatever the Purgle, wherever they go to is where the Chiss are, or whatever the species that Thrawn is.
So right, like your theory, that makes sense. Like it's
like they built that gateway almost. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It's not leading to Thrawn, it's leading to his people where Thrawn also is right now, kind of a thing.
Possibly. And that's what I'm guessing.
I think like it has there's only so many options you can go with. It's, you know, it's got to be leading to a group and they happen to be there. You know, again, with the time travel whatever, like is it somehow time travel related? Like, did this map get put there in the past leading to the future, kind of a thing? Like, it could be. Like, again, we don't actually know. And we have to find out what the Purgle did, right? Like, that has to be.
There's got to be some sort of explanation there, yeah.
So I assume it's all going to make sense, and I'm very curious. It's the map itself is a very interesting concept.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that plays out. And dude, that massive hyperdrive they were building. That's like the size of the planet. Like, that thing was huge.
Well, it's very so it's like a hyperdrive ring, which we've seen like Attack of the Clones, like the
like where they like enter in.
But like you said, that's like planet size.
I think that's almost Star. I think that's almost opening like a portal. Like, it's not going to be like a hyperdrive. It's going to open like a portal for Thrawn to enter through.
I don't know. It's either going. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a portal to something or for someone to come there rather than actual hyperspace, because it's traveling. Huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I could be big enough for a Purgle to fit through. So
yeah, it could be. I don't, and that's the other thing. Like, did the Purgle travel in time, and so like this is like a net to catch them? Like, maybe that's like it's going to be instantaneous.
That's also too. Can they travel through time in hyperspace? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they somehow enter the world between worlds, and you know.
Be pretty awkward though if teenage Ezra comes out and Sabine's like, I'm kind of older now, so
I'm like 25. You're like 14. Yeah. And one thing, the planet that they go to track down, like why they track down the assassin robot, and like they find out there's like Empire loyal. Yeah, that's where Han and his girlfriend were from in Solo, Corellia.
Really?
And I believe that's where Cal Kestis worked, was on Corellia.
Oh, I have no idea about that. That's awesome.
I believe Corellia, because I was like, that name sounds so familiar, and then I was like, okay, I know that's the planet that Han and Emilia Clarke's character grew up on, in Solo. Like, they were like,
cool.
Scavengers, but I believe that's also the place where Cal Kestis, where the planet where Cal Kestis worked in the first Jedi Survivor.
Speaking of, so I think we've already talked about Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber, or maybe I'm making that up. But like, I don't know if you noticed this, but Hondo even mentions. Yeah, okay. Hondo even mentions that, like, oh, you've modified it to your own.
Yeah.
The end looks like Cal Kestis' lightsaber.
Yeah.
I was pretty like, that's interesting. Like,
yeah.
I think that's just nothing. Like,
that's just might cool. Just be like a nod. Like, hey,
but it is cool. It's very like
they got to bring him in somewhere. I mean, he's too like man. They literally have an actor that plays Cal Kestis. Like,
but like that's also like kind of the curse of modern video games. There's so many video games they like they like blow their money load like hiring some actor to play a character in a game and then like never do anything with it.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like Cyberpunk when they got
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. I mean, like that was nothing. Yeah, that was absolutely nothing. But like I agree with Star Wars and the worlds intertwining. It would make so much sense to bring him in, and I hope they do because he's a great actor. He's a great actor. I haven't finished Survivor. I've barely started it. Like,
the new one. Or?
Yeah, that's
I didn't even finish the first one. So
that's the thing that was like, you gotta. So at the least, they have to be doing a trilogy. I assume. Again, I didn't finish the second game, but like, it'd be hard to like have him tell his story and then show up at a later time period. That's what like. It would have made sense for him to cameo in Obi-Wan because that was the time period.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
I don't know how you have him show up though in this post-Empire time period.
Yeah.
I hope I would love it.
They might have him be in some other show where it takes place during the, and it might not be Cameron Monaghan playing him. It could be like a younger version of Cal Kestis.
I'm not gonna lie though, like if they did that to me, like what are we fucking doing here?
Yeah, like use the actual actor.
Him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's about all I really had. Do you have anything?
So I had a big. So I kind of talked about it earlier. I have two criticisms for the show so far, and I don't want to say like I don't want to be negative. I've always said that.
Yeah.
Two criticisms, and the first one's the major one, and it might turn into a mini rant. Does stabbing mean nothing in this?
Oh universe? Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I know.
Like she just first we see Balin stab like a shit ton of people on that for ship at the start of the thing, dead, and then Shen stabs Sabine. Oh, let me just get her to a doctor. Like
throwing it back to tank real quick, and then let her cool off for a couple days.
Between Sabine, the Grand Inquisitor,
oh my gosh, yeah,
like everyone keeps getting stabbed by lightsabers, and it means
everyone's
nothing.
Fine, yeah.
Except Qui-Gon Jinn.
Didn't Kylo Ren get stabbed by a lightsaber or like got brushed by one pretty
he
bad?
Got his back
he was like
in
he
half.
Was like hitting his side or whatever. Yeah, like that bullshit.
Dude, it's so funny though because like I know I already talked about like I think this show does lightsabers really well, generally speaking. But that one fucking thing, like, why did she have to get stabbed? Like,
I know, yeah, it was.
Like you could have had her like maimed or something, and it's like I believe that like kind of like Hawkeye in Avengers, like they're just gonna like put some fake skin on top of her and she'll be fine. Put
some nanotech on there and call it a day. Yeah.
Like, is there nothing in this part of your body?
I guess my only devil's advocate thing for that is she got stabbed like in the side. So I guess there's really nothing important right there.
Kidney.
Kidney. I guess that's probably there because if she got stabbed in the middle, I'm sure that's. Yeah. And this is
where Reva got stabbed.
This medical analysis is solely based on that. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy for the past 3 weeks, so
So kids, stab yourself in the side with a laser. If it works.
Yeah.
Please don't stab yourself.
Do not do that. Ever. No, but I think
demonetized and ruined
and canceled.
And canceled.
I just think that like it was because they showed it like that. Again, I agree.
To the side.
I agree with you though. Like, does the stabbing with a lightsaber not mean anything anymore? Like, fucking Darth Maul got cut in half, and
the thing that bothered me the most about it was it wasn't even like, okay, so she got stabbed and then she heals. It's in episode 2, they show the wound. And
Yeah.
I'm like, skin doesn't just grow an inch over
No.
a hole.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't just like like, all right, everything's healed. Like all your
like,
organs and whatever else was stabbed inside has to heal as well. Like
I'm picturing like Deadpool when he gets shot in the hand and you see the hand start like reattaching.
yeah,
Like, that's not normal.
that's
Disney.
not how it happens. Yeah. This isn't Ryan Reynolds.
So that's my actual biggest criticism.
All right. No, I agree. I agree with it. Yeah.
My other thing is more of a conversation, and I've been actually really eager to talk to you about it. How do we feel? Because it's not clear what it means, but how do we feel about Sabine as an apprentice to Ahsoka, and what does that mean?
Yeah, I was confused about that. Was that really clear at the end of Rebels? Because like at the end of Rebels, it was basically like they were going together to search for Ezra. There wasn't like a clear like, hey, I'm gonna be your apprentice. Hey, I'm gonna be.
I did rewatch the finale yesterday for Rebels, and there's a single shot after Ezra disappears that like, okay, so Sabine definitely has Ezra's lightsaber and she uses it. So like she uses it once. So it's like, okay, she uses a lightsaber. We've seen her use the darksaber. She knows how to use a lightsaber. But at the end, yes, she goes like, oh, I now know it means to go find Ezra, and Ahsoka shows up in the cool cloak thing, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think it's necessarily clear that she is training to be a Jedi, because like even Hondu, is that his name, Professor Hondu? Am I saying the right? Who did it?
Which one? The
robot.
Oh, it's like Hoyang or something like that.
Hodor.
Yeah, Hodor.
But like
the H
professor,
robot.
The robot, he even like makes fun of Sabine. He's like, out of all the years, you're the worst I've ever seen, or something like that. Like
the one least. He said something like the one least
qualified or something,
or like strong in the Force or something like that. He said something like.
And so that's my thing is, I think, and again, this is you got to take a step back moment, because I think in the case of Ahsoka the show, Sabine being an ex-apprentice is cool. We've never had a master walk away from an apprentice before, so that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Why did it happen? We still have to get to that, blah, blah, blah. But in the case of knowing what Rebels is, like, wouldn't Kanan have sense that Sabine was Force sensitive?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, because like
makes
not every
no sense.
It's not like going to the gym and working out and you get stronger. It's like it doesn't happen not everybody can wield the Force. Like it's it's a literal religion. Like
we'll use the Force, Solo. That's not how it works. But that's my like. And again, so this is hard because if I come at this from just watching those 2 episodes, I think it's very cool. It's a cool concept. She's an apprentice that doesn't have her master. They have a broken relationship.
Yeah.
But as someone who has seen Rebels, what is going on here? It's essentially it's like.
I have a feeling we're going to get a flashback episode, or at least maybe not a flashback episode, but at least a flashback to their original search for Ezra and like their forming of master and apprentice bond. Because maybe Ahsoka sensed something in her during their time searching for Ezra and was like, hey, if you want to be a Jedi, I'll teach you. And she was like, yeah, sure. And but like you can't teach the Force. Like, I mean, you can teach the Force if you already
to someone
have
sensitive.
It. Yeah.
Right.
If you're
sensitive.
There you go.
And again, it's tough to say these things because like if there's anyone in Hollywood I trust with this stuff, it's Filoni.
Yeah.
So like I am definitely hitting pause on the like pitchforks and torches. Like I'm definitely waiting to see how this plays out because we are absolutely going to find out what happened to them. Like, as Master and Apprentice, we're going to find out.
Whether it's this season, whether it's in the future movies he's making, you know what I mean? Yeah, but we'll find out either way. Yeah,
we're definitely going to find out at some point, and it's just tough. It's tough to that. I think my qualm with this, and again, this goes back to having Ezra as Marok, is this show is both helpful and yet punishing if you know Rebels.
Yeah.
Like it's both. Like Like if you come in blind, like these are all just interesting characters.
Yeah. But if you come in watching it, you're so invested in the characters that you're like, don't fuck this up. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't think he did anything wrong.
No.
I just it's
and it's only the first 2 episodes. Maybe she was just training her in the lightsaber ways. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like very good. Like yeah.
Because
I mean that samurai badassness she was just talking about.
Because I mean,
you just can't wield a sword.
Yeah. Because Ahsoka, like she kind of not gave up her ways, but like she doesn't follow the Jedi Order. She just does her own. She's a nomad. She does her own thing.
So that's my again, I think criticism is the wrong word. I think it's just more like the things I noted that I'm not 100% just bought in on yet. You know, I do have kind of I don't have. Hold on, let me double check. No, I don't have anything else. But I did kind of have a question for you, kind of a hypothetical, based off of this, because I think. Do you have anything else with Ahsoka first?
No. I got everything out.
Cool. So I think this time period, I know I'm thinking it. I think everyone's thinking it. I'm just saying it. Where's Luke? Right? Like where's Luke Skywalker?
I didn't even think about that. I didn't. Yeah.
You're not going to get him for a bunch of reasons, and the main of which being Mark Hamill and money. That's it's not his thing. Blah blah. Or it's not Luke's show. Is what I mean by that. But my question to you is, if we get Heir to the Empire as a movie, like if that is the movie that we're leaning into or leading up to, do you recast Luke so that he's a prominent character, or do you specifically cut him out of the story?
I could see them replacing Luke with Ahsoka. But I mean, you could twist some things around and because if you have Luke. If they're doing true Heir to the Empire, if you have Luke, then you have to bring in Han and you have to bring in Princess Leia and you have to. I mean, I guess you don't have to bring in like other characters, but I don't know. I think they should do this story without, or if they do it, just have Luke, with like Ahsoka and the Rebels crew and all that, or just. Don't have him at all and just have it be the Rebels crew because they're the main ones that fought Thrawn. I mean, in TV shows, canon. I know, in canon. There you go.
But I think so. So I agree. Like, I'm totally okay with this being Ahsoka's story, the Rebels story. Like Ezra probably stepping in as a main character.
Like that. Ezra could be fill in for Luke too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my question though is more along the lines of like, because Luke he's building the Jedi Order right now, right? So, like, in theory, Ahsoka and Ezra at some point should go join Luke. Like, if they're truly going to rejoin the Jedi. I'm of the mindset that these are characters, and I've loved what Mark Hamill has done for the role. But if you want to keep telling these stories, recast them.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
The perfect recast. Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier. He looks exactly like a young Mark Hamill. Like, dye his hair blonde, throw him a black gi on him. He's good.
Like, I just rather than it's almost like the Avengers thing, like in the early movies where it's like, oh, where are the Avengers? Oh, this is a personal matter. I'm Iron Man. Like, instead of being like, oh, where's the Jedi? Oh, I can't get Luke involved with this because I'm not a Jedi. Like, no, just recast him, and then like he doesn't have to be a main character. Like you just have like Luke in the background and like, oh, but this is Ahsoka's story. Like, I don't know. Rather than make it blatantly obvious these characters aren't here, I feel like just let them be a part of it somehow.
Yeah. Let them tell the story rather than a story we've already heard with the same characters.
Or fuck it, just use AI. I don't give a shit anymore. Just do whatever.
That's a good idea. Dump it.
Dump it. Kill it. All right, I'm
done. That'll do it, I guess, for this episode of Stars of Marvel, episode 40. Let us know your thoughts of Ahsoka.
Do we get do we get Merrick unmasked, or do we get the Master Apprentice backstory first? Which one?
Yeah, which one? Which one?
Which one is first revealed? And this is what, 8 episodes?
I think it was 8 episodes. Oh damn, it's only 6. Look, how do
they
do this to themselves? Do 10. Do 10 or do nothing.
Episode 3 is going to be a wash. Nothing interesting. Episode 4.
3 and 4. I have. It's 8.
Episodes? It's 8. So 4 will be that mid-season moment.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
Was this going till like October 16th or something like that? Like,
it's yeah.
They must be taking like weeks off or something because there's only 8 episodes, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
October 4th is the last episode. Okay. Oh, right. That's your.
It's right before, and then Loki comes out that Saturday. That
and then Loki, yeah, it's a crazy week. It's a crazy start to Marvel week.
And end of Ahsoka, start of Loki season 2. I'm getting married.
And you get married, and a relationship,
yeah.
Yeah, that's I can't believe it's gonna go that far. I can't believe it's not butter, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think me personally, I think we get the Master Apprentice storyline pretty soon, and then Merrick will be after that. I'm gonna say Merrick's like episode 6.
I can see that, and then it's the full penultimate finale episode of.
We actually have a lot. We have to get what happened to Ahsoka and Sabine, who is Merrick, and who is Balon and Shen,
and where's Thrawn.
And where's Thrawn and Ezra? Like, we got a lot of story to get through.
Yeah. Don't fuck it up again, Disney. You get too many storylines and only 8 episodes.
Lunch directed by Dave Filoni, produced by Dave Filoni.
And we're gonna get some. We better not get some bullshit B story where they go to fucking Lizzo and Jack Black's planet.
I will say this show. I mean, we've only seen 2 episodes. There is no room for that shit here.
No,
there is no.
God, I hope they don't do filler because this is way too serious of a show to.
We didn't talk about this. The Chopper, I would say that cameo was perfect.
Yeah,
like things like that.
I love hearing Chopper talk. You can hear what he's saying, but like you can't he's like, but you go through my stuff, and like, no, I didn't go through your stuff. Oh, yes, you did. Like,
yes, I did. I love the little droids going.
Yeah, I love that.
Literally
when they're like fighting, when they're like talking with that guy in Corellia at the scrapyard. There we go. He was like, I'm sorry, I got too much stuff going on today. I can't let you in. And then Hera goes like, oh well, we can make this official then if you want. And he was like, all right, come on. And Chopper's like, rah, 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 rah. like just taunting him, like, yeah, like fuck you.
Yeah, he's the best. That was like great, and that's what, like, you can have that. Just don't give us a full B plot.
Yeah,
don't give us Chopper goes to save a rat in a sewer or something.
No, we don't need any like Rebels kitty stories. Yeah.
No. Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, that'll do it for episode 40 of Stars of Marvel. We'll catch you on the next one for episode 3 breakdown.